Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the Gospel Truth Channel, and we're talking aliens tonight. We're talking second coming tonight, and we're talking why the two should never be combined, and when they are, you should take special care. You should be worried. You should be very worried. You should really tune in, and you should really take note of what's going on when those two scenarios are ever brought together. So we definitely want you to know about this. We want you to be mindful of this, and we want you to be aware of this as well. I'd also like you to like these videos, share these videos, and subscribe to the channel. And please make sure that you are subscribed, because people are getting dropped off of the channel. Scotty Roberts says, "This is my first coming." That's excellent. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you, and hope that everything's going well in your world. And good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you might be. We certainly have people all over the world here, and we're glad to have you here very much. So, happy birthday, Catherine Emma. She says it's her birthday. Thank you for being here, and happy birthday to you. I got the cat a new tree thing to hang out on, and he's going crazy over there, making all kinds of racket. So anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. We talked earlier today about 4 second coming scenarios, and the first one was just a straight up Jesus return. An alien Jesus return was the second one. An alien escort Jesus or the Lord return was the third. And then for the Lord to return as a godlike extraterrestrial intelligence. And that could take the form of many different types of aliens. So tonight we want to look at some of those aliens, some of the ones that get all the press, and some of the ones that may well, in fact, end up being the ones that we see. So it's always a good idea to take a look at these so we understand what's going on and understand that these things, well, let's talk about them. So here we have 6 well-known species that are battling for control of the Earth. This is by the admin of the site Volium.com. Haven't been on it before. This came to me from Moz and Brooks, crack ace, field reporter. And here are 6 well-known alien species that supposedly are battling over control of human beings and Earth. Well, anything that wants to control human beings is, of course, not benevolent to us. And anything that is not benevolent to us obviously isn't our good. And if you look at these, there's 4 of them pictured there, and they all look suspiciously reptilian to me, don't they? And this one looks like Scotty Roberts' book in Spanish, Reptilianos or Reptilitos or whatever it was called. Oh, that was funny. Many witnesses in oral history have made it attainable to categorize certain alien species that have been in alliance with military forces, determining our prospects without our awareness. Really? We know that. We know that there's aliens that are in alliance with military forces that are determining our prospects without our awareness. May I just add a big, healthy note of cynicism to that projection as we take a look? And look, here's some of the blue ones. I don't know where the blue avians are from. I don't know if they're from Syria or not, but the Syrians are blue. And the Syrians supposedly hail from the Sirius B star system. And from the very beginning, they've transferred expertise to human civilizations. They awarded the Egyptians with medical and astronomical knowledge, allegedly. And it's believed they helped in the construction of the pyramids and sacred temples, allegedly. The Syrians are also associated with the ancient Mayans. It's assumed that the disappearance of the Mayans is connected with the Syrians. Another civilization that the Syrians helped was the Atlanteans. Even though the Syrians were much active in the past, they play a delicate role. technology exchange programs. Can I just say there's a whole lot of assuming going on? Sounds like an old rock and roll song. There's a whole lot of assuming going on, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a big assumption to think that the Syrians are out there behind the scenes and have been behind the scenes with all this stuff. Am I saying there's no aliens? I'm not saying I don't know that there's no aliens, but this is wishful thinking at its best, in my opinion. But this is what they're programming us with. This is what they're throwing out there for us to see. This is what they're throwing out there for us to hear. This is what they're throwing out there for us to understand. And is this like a little bearded, braided beard thing on this Syrian? They come in peace. And here's the short grays. The short grays are the famous Zeta Reticulans. They're one of the most eminent aliens illustrated in all aspects of alien pop culture. Think about that. Alien pop culture. And where were the aliens in the past? And many people talk about yesterday's ghouls and goblins are today's aliens. So I think that is very interesting. They're supposedly 3 to 5 feet tall, round heads, big black eyes. They have a mouth, but they don't speak because their communication is conducted telepathically. Genetically created worker race used by other leaders, which are the tall grays. They're unemotional, they're vicious. They're also in charge for developing a human gray hybrid race. Here we go again. Aliens having sex with humans, just like God's having sex with humans. I'm telling you, they want you to believe that you're a slave race that they can access sexually anytime they want to. I don't know about all this stuff, folks, but I just want you to be aware of these. Tall grays, 7 to 8 feet tall. They are said to be the ones that create most of the human alien encounters. They're associated with the shadow government. They come from a star system in the Orion constellation. They oversee every abduction and human experiment, but they don't attend personally. Instead, they employ the short grays to do these actions. So what? They must have great administrative skills if they are coordinating every single abduction. Alpha draconians, cruel, corrupt, gigantic aliens, 14 and 22 feet tall, weigh 1,800 pounds, but they're exceptionally intelligent, big heads, serpentine eyes, tails, wings. They want to rule the planet. They consider us a second-rate species. Giant ones are part of a royal caste, and the smaller ones are a well-trained warrior class. Have you seen a 14 to 22-foot alien lately, weighing in at around 1,800 pounds, outside of a movie theater? Well, if you do, it's an Alpha Draconian. And then we have the native reptilians. Now this almost makes a little bit of sense because we do know from the book of Genesis that there was aliens on the brain, that there was an upright hominid species called the majestic serpents that were created before we were. So could these guys here, the native reptilians, be them? I believe there are native reptilians. I believe there are because I believe it's in the text. And sometimes mixed up the warrior stratum of the Alpha Draconians, these reptilians are believed to have originated from Earth. There's not much data on disposal for this species, but it's sure they left behind the Alpha Draconians so they can colonize Earth. How is that sure when they're the only alien that there's any real hard data, at least in the Western religious texts? There is hard data for native reptilians. That's not to be said for these other types. It says they date back thousands of years ago. That's true. They penetrated into the affairs of human life. True. They're said to have constructed the financial system. Do those guys look like financial wizards? I'm just saying. And they have impacted the religions. Of course they have. The underground reptilian race is believed to be in charge of the media and all corporations. Now they're starting to make sense that they're in charge of the media. That could be. And they stand behind most crimes against humanity. I don't No, I can't agree with a lot of this, but it's interesting information nonetheless. There are native reptilians, let me say that. Are there draconians? Are there grays? Are there Syrians? I don't know. But I guess these draconians are associated with the reptilians because they're from the Draco system, one would think. And that's always associated with. But, think about this. This guy does look like a dragon. Is he that shall not be named the rat bastard and Alpha Draconian? Maybe he is. And maybe the 7 Elohim of tradition, come from one from the Syrians, one from the Greys, one from the Draconians, one from the ever-present, super interesting, everyone loves them, the Anunnaki. A noble race of creatures. And it's said that, at least this author says, they come from a galaxy called Ilwin. Their home was a planet called Rizq. I think this guy's messing with us. That was later destroyed, making planet Nibiru their new residence. Oh, I didn't realize that Nibiru was new. And before they went to Earth, they colonized the planets in the Orion star system. They arrived on Earth millions of years ago to seek gold so they could alter life on Nibiru. In order to do that, they're said to have created mankind so they could get help from them as a workforce. The Anunnaki are supervised by the Draconians, and that the humans share most of their DNA with these Anunnaki. I've not heard that the Anunnaki are supervised by the Draconians, but if you start thinking in strictly biblical terms, if the Lord is a Draconian, if he that shall not be named is a Draconian, and these guys might be linked up with him in the whole creation of the Mud Hut people. Interesting stuff. It gives us an idea of what's going on. I would throw this out to you mostly to realize that this is what they're trying to program you with. This is what they're trying to get you to think about. This is what they're trying to get you to believe. And all of these things are able to come down and rape you anytime they want, which I think is bogus. All of these things are reptilian in nature, trying to make us afraid of the reptile. All of these things trying to establish dominance over us, power over us, remind us of how weak we are. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to know your enemy. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, as it said. Keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. So, an idea of how to keep your enemies close is to know those enemies. And with that, let's go to the chat room. A lot of people here tonight at a late hour. I thank you for that. I don't know why Tiffany's saying aloha. She's not in Hawaii. California. The birthday girl, Catherine Emma, happy birthday. We have Osaka, Japan in the house. Sterling, nice to see you here, Sterling. Thank you, Brad Johnson. Do you think they have something controlling them? Well, you think there has to be a hierarchy within any organization or within any society. So I would say they probably do have someone. Do we need Target? Can we get rid of them with Raid? Well, we probably can. Yes, Scotty did a painting of a reptilian that was part of an original book cover. The Spanish dropped it. I've seen these blue ones. I don't know if Jen is joking or not. Let's see if we can do Scott Allen Roberts, Reptilian Man. Let's see if we can show the people that, Scotty. I was thinking of the terrible one that they made when they were going to put your book into Spanish, and I don't think you made that one. I hope you didn't after I just said it was terrible. But that crazy looking one they did, I got to remove that dot. And let's see if we can show everybody what we're talking about. Inside joke, probably shouldn't have said it, but boom. And it's not found. I don't know, Scotty, what happened there. But at any rate, that's the one I was talking about. They look like Egyptians. The X-Files made an alien takeover, a dinner table conversation. They have. It was the Anunnaki. Serious. Are you serious? And I got here, creepy pics to log into. No peace according to the live book. Makes sense to me. Aliens equal ghosts and ghouls and goblins. Yeah, and you think about that. If you look back in the old lore and in the days of old, and I do have the new Jesus Slaves long sleeve black t-shirt, and I'm going to go in and put the extra other sizes in there tonight. Start some conversations and maybe a fight or two with the new Jesus Slaves long sleeve t-shirt ready for the Florida winter. End of shameless plug. So you think about the old days and it was fairies and leprechauns, and now it's ETs and aliens. Are they the same? I don't know. Maybe they are the same. Maybe they're not. Do you really think they're in charge? Look at those skinny little guns, says Neo. Not with those arms and those big heads. That's funny. My friend is convinced that she was raped by a gray and had a gray baby. Well, there's a lot of work going on to convince her of those things, Tiffany. So there you go. Celestial says that they could get it on with the Nordic. See, there we go again. Where's that baby now? Good question, Scotty. Where is that baby now? The Greys seem to be fond of anal probes. And I'm telling you, folks, there's something to that. Deborah says she's been touched by a gray. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think Scotty just sent me the link on that over here on the book that is Face. No, that's not the one I was thinking about, Scotty. That is not the one I was thinking about. The one I was thinking about was the terrible one from the Spanish book. Here is Scotty Roberts' rendition of a reptoid. So that work is done by Scott Allen Roberts, copyright 2012. There's his version of a reptilian. I like it. Nice work, Scotty. And Scotty does do book covers and all sorts of graphic projects. If you need some help, check him out. He's very good at it. Scotty Roberts is responsible for this, Apostle Paul Antichrist. My first book, Scotty was responsible for that. So there's a example of his work in the flesh. Well, at least in pen and paper and ink and all that other stuff. We are food for aliens. That's what they want us to believe. And to some degree, we probably are. She said not physically. It was like a weird mind thing. Ah, okay. Was mad at me for a while. Needless to say, I couldn't stay away. Chris, are we cross? I had to do it. I don't know how we got cross, but if it was my fault, I apologize. Glad to have you back. I would be like, look, put that silver probe away. Oh, come on now. Let's take a step back, Neo. I've got one sitting here watching with me. He's just laughing. I hope you don't mean an alien. Oh my. I've been flying in and out of body dream states. Given this, do you not believe there may be another that has finer tunability? I'm not sure about the question, but I think that the dream states are obviously true. Reptilians, Christ. Does this website provide any sources for these claims? Good point. I hate the Anunnaki. Makes me wonder if there's physically coming here or not. Jeff, your slogans cause lots of conversations here in Cookeville, Tennessee. I bet. I almost went to Cookeville during the full eclipse. Yeah, the Spanish book cover, Scotty. I almost called you Rocky. That's the one I was talking about, was the Spanish cover. Jeff's eyes are so blue. What does that mean? What does that mean? People talking about their UFO encounters. We should probably do a show where we just talk about UFO stories and demon stories and things where people have seen things that are of paranormal. And I could put up to 100 people in here. So we could, if you have a good story, let's do that. How about we do that for Halloween time? Maybe not on Halloween because everybody will be out. Let's do that. New idea. So Jeffrey, let's do, let me put in my email. Sorry, I didn't get to some of the questions. Let me put in my email. Here's my email. Christian Whistleblower at gmail.com. Send me your best stories about paranormal. Send me your best stories about seeing aliens, seeing demons, seeing leprechauns, seeing UFOs. And I know we don't want to do it on Halloween because everybody's doing stuff on Halloween. But as I look at the calendar, Halloween is on Tuesday, the 31st. Maybe we do it on Monday, the 30th. We have a show about everybody's craziness, and maybe we can have that co-hosted by Scott Allen Roberts. I don't know. I know he's got a lot going on, and it's hard to get him nailed down because he's got a lot going on. But anyway, that would be our little Halloween deal. I think that would be a fun time. Let's do that. Send me your stuff, and if your stuff is pretty cool and you've got an email address and you promise not to be naked, well, we could probably even bring you on the show. An Anunnaki, a Draconian, and a reptilian walk into a bar. Excellent, excellent. Enlil had the better idea. Look at the beautiful this or that. I believe the reps are here. Who are their enemies? The enemy, my enemy is my friend. Shiva and Krishna are blue. What I was saying is knowing that the abomination and knowing that created in the image of them, meaning, not sure. We drink too much silver colloidal, we'll turn blue. People talk about 14 small silver discs. What if the reptilians are more native and our souls are actually the walk-in spirits? No, I don't go down that route, but you're free to hold that opinion. Watch out for blue-haired old ladies. Ha ha, that's a good one. The bigger question is, are all aliens demons? That's the question. Are aliens demons? Are they interdimensionals? Are they beings from other star systems? Or are they just beings from eating too much pizza too late at night? Who really knows? But I think on the subject of aliens, no one has the definitive answer. So we should leave all avenues of communication and belief open. And it's in the synthesizing of all the different data and ideas that are out there that we can come to the truth. Jesus did not exist. The Christ and all the Elohim were shapeshifters. And here you go, folks, at least for what I can find within the text, the native reptilians, the majestic serpents, were created by the Elohim. The Elohim are shapeshifters. The majestic serpents were shapeshifters. And we are shapeshifters ourselves. We just have forgotten how to do it. We have forgotten how to do it. Have any of you watched Don't Mention the Reptilians? No, I haven't even seen that. I have not even seen that. Incoming message. Let me see what this is. Huh. Excellent. Good news from Heidi Vandenberg that I can't really discuss with everybody, but very, very nice. So, Jeff is a Nordic agent provocateur. That's funny. And please send in your stuff and we will talk about your stuff. I hate it when this thing jumps on me. So are they interdimensional beings? Are they Halloween night? Scotty Roberts will be on with Jason Hawes and Jimmy Johnson's Beyond Reality Radio. Excellent. I'm here to observe the end says they've only had good experiences. Can we pull energy into the physical world from a very emotional dream when we wake up? I've had a couple strange occurrences when dreaming of struggling with the jinn. That's an interesting part. I'm reading party. That's an interesting idea. Not sure. Not sure what to think. I was able at age 3 to 4 to travel celestially. Then why would we not assume a higher being exists? Kaleo is the Orion belt, like Earth with 2 suns. I promise not to be naked. Few of us will be taking Illuminati for talking Hallow. Yeah, a lot of us will, I'm sure. First, there was a sonic boom. Wow. Ancient interdimensional beings. Strengthen your intuition. I agree. Why did the Elohim create this majestic serpents? Because they were creating us. There was an original human form. There was the majestic serpents, and this all comes from the book of Genesis. And then those two were combined into Homo sapiens sapien, which is you and I. So we are a reptilian human hybrid, or a human reptilian hybrid. However you want to do it. They needed the genetic stuff to create their ultimate being, which is us. So there were the majestic serpents and the humans, again, all in the book of Genesis, all in Serpents and Doves and the Garden of the Gods. That's the book I wrote, featured on Coast to Coast AM. What was the purpose? The purpose was to get to you and me, their ultimate creation. So there you go. You have to have the DNA stuff to do it. And that is exactly what they did. Stephen Soso says that the reptilians are a cover story for vampires. The reptilians are a cover story for vampires. Folks, that is very interesting right there. Very interesting. And I've got a lot of interesting stuff coming your way along that line of thought as I vet it and parse it and get it together in my head and start rolling it out. Are the reptilians a cover story for the vampires? And you think about it, the old stories of vampires, now the stories of reptilians, vampires obviously having some reptilian traits, or traits that we would think were reptilian. There's a lot going on in that area, folks, whether it's illusionary, whether it's deception, or whether there is some truth. Lots of humans are missing. Deborah Forender says she cannot shapeshift, but she can moonwalk. There you go. All righty then. Jeff, put a short story out, but only extraterrestrial experiences in chat before you mention the Halloween thing, but I'll email you the full story. Okay, great. They're after the Black Goo Man. And also things like Slender Man, Shadow Man, that kind of stuff. That would be cool. Only mention Beyond Reality because I missed what you said when you'd like to have me host something toward Halloween. Nothing wrong with shameless plugs from you, Scotty Roberts. I appreciate that. Never had an ET experiences, says Chris Chastide. Kind of jealous. Be careful, brother, with what you say. That's just my opinion. Another reason vampires are popular in media, it's all the guys. Chris is thinking along the same ways I am. Have I heard of Kent Dunn? No, I have not heard of Kent Dunn. The show is never boring. Thank you. Do the jinn actually enter the dream process? Well, the jinn are smokeless fire or plasma, in my opinion. I think the better question, rather than asking, do the jinn enter the realm of my dreams? I think the better question is, do you enter the realm of the jinn while in your dream state? Or does your spiritual essence enter the realm of the jinn while you are in dream states? I am familiar with Asherah. So are you. You celebrate her every Easter because that's the same thing. Slender Man, Shadow Man. Yeah, I don't think I like him either, but there's lots to talk about. If vampires existed, it would be an imperative to wipe them out. Interesting. The caduceus. Oh, good, Jeff. Yes, it does enter the fourth. The weirdest thing, I've always pictured really tall human types walking across trails in the Freetown forest before I heard of Slender Man. I've had an experience, paranormal, but not with aliens. Wow. Interesting stuff. A lot of interesting people that populate this chat room. Mothman is making a lot of appearances. He's been seen in Chicago, and I know that he's going around the globe. There's also a big purge or search or effort being made against vampires in Malawi. That's something very interesting to me. One of Think Simply's friends has a picture of Mothman. Interesting. Could there be more than one Mothman? Could there be Mothmen? They talk about St. Patrick with snakes, but snakes meant vampires. That's very interesting. Did St. Patrick cleanse and this is even weirder, my clan was the clan of St. Patrick. Okay, we did kidnap him as a baby, but the Odocartes, which are the destroyers, that's what Odocarte means, the destroyer, and he ridded the island of snakes, were the Odocartes, the destroyers of vampires. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe that's why Marina Abramovich was giving me those looks. Maybe that's why she was giving me those looks. I have experience with Agarthians. I'm not sure who they are. You're changing the world, Brother Jeff. Thank you. Thank you, Thor. I'm doing my best. St. Patrick chased the vampires out of Ireland. St. Patrick was part of my clan. Ergo, should I be chasing vampires? I don't know. Interesting question, ladies and gentlemen. Getting people to talk is a great trait. Thank you. Da-na-na-na. We have some silly people in this chat room. I believe anything from that forest. There's a lot going on in those forests, no doubt about it. Thunderbird, Mothman. I just was reading about the Thunderbirds in, I don't know where my book went, American Gods. So I'm not quite sure on what the Thunderbirds are yet. I know they were an ancient native thing, but I didn't realize who or what they are. So it's very interesting stuff. Thanks for the shirt. Because remember, Jesus, slaves. Haven't worn it out in public yet. That'll be interesting. I'm going to put in all the other sizes tonight because you have to put them in one by one. And to be frank, I wondered if anybody was going to want to buy one. So Scotty and I actually talked about a project involving the Christ and vampires, a graphic novel. I don't know, Scotty. Maybe there's something to that. Mothman has been seen. Jeff the Vampire Slayer. Vlad and his bloodline still exists, says Lee Veltman. You very well may be right, Lee. Brother Van Jeff Helsing. Who said they don't believe in vampires? That was Monica. Vamps are different but real. Time to make some wooden stakes. I don't know if it's that easy. Thomas Sheridan makes the claim that the snakes of Ireland refer to the Druids from the Roman Christian perspective. That's interesting, breaking bombast. But the Irish were not, we were not originally Christian by any means. Not even close. So I don't know about that one. Very interesting, though. Eva Sophia's had experience with a feline race in a dream state. Interesting. Rocker Chick asked if the Bushes are part of the vampire bloodlines. There is going to be a season 2 for American Gods. It's been confirmed. Buffy is lazy now. Aren't the Bushes part? Are you going against vampires by starving the blood, Jeff? Yeah, maybe I am. That's a good point. We are doing a blood purge. People don't want blood and all that stuff. So interesting. Kind of fitting being from that clan, Jeff, since you destroy the Paul cult on a daily basis. Thank you. It would be interesting. You're right, Scotty Roberts. Thomas Sheridan is cool. Don't know who that is. There's never been snakes in Ireland, so St. Patrick couldn't have banished them. St. Patrick is known as from banishing all snakes from the Ireland. That's interesting, Thor. I'm gonna fact check that. Because if there were no snakes in Ireland, and Patrick is said to have banished all snakes from Ireland, then what indeed was he banishing? Allow me to make a note. Snakes in Ireland. And if there's no snakes in Ireland, does that mean that Ireland is the most spiritual, reptile-free zone on the planet? I don't know. I'm just asking the questions. As a native, I'll give you all you need to hear and see on the Thunderbirds. Kelsey, send me an email. Maybe we should have you on the show. I've always wanted to get somebody to talk about native spirituality on the show. Have not been able to find anyone willing and able to do so. On a side note, where'd that go? On a side note, I had a Baptist church come to my door last week, says Chris, told them to come back another day. But no, they came back the other day. Goldie Barrett says, listen to William Mount talk about who Jesus really is, son of Satan. Jesus didn't exist, but he is the son, the offspring of the Satan, the adversary, he that shall not be named, the Christ. Wouldn't be surprised if some pagan dominatrix doesn't try to pick you up. Oh, that's funny. Baptists going door to door like Jehovah's Witnesses. How about that? You got to respect that. The Bushes are Luciferian. Small rural towns. Sheridan claims that Christians came to Ireland and drove the free-thinking Druids out. Well, that's true. We know that happened. Yeah, the Winchester boys will take care of it all. And I've seen the new season. I thought they would run out of steam, but it's been pretty darn good so far. No snakes in Ireland. Be there ASAP. St. Patrick chased the vamps out. Saving. That's starting to make more and more sense to me. I will get in and begin to. I like Supernatural too. I know it's silly. I know it's campy, but every now and then, man, they drop some truth on you. I told them what I could about Paul, and eventually they gave up. Oh, thank you, Chris, for recommending them to me. That would be fun. Think Simply had a breakthrough last night, was falling from a building during a giant tsunami, and I'm hoping this was a dream. And on the way down, he or she remembered, don't be tricked by the beings, escape the grid. Bam, there you go. I wouldn't mind living in Ireland myself. I wonder if my heritage would allow me to migrate. Immigrate? Immigrate. St. Patrick was banishing pagans from Ireland. No, I disagree with that 100%. Because St. Patrick, I mean, they were pagans. I don't know. Maybe, oh, here's a nice link. Did St. Patrick really drive the snakes out of Ireland? Nice. Thank you for that, Thor. I will look that up. St. Patrick driving out the pagans. Why would he drive out the pagans? Well, because he become Catholic and start driving all pagans out? Huh, interesting. 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 Clan Mother Karen McDonald won't do. Would Clan Mother Karen McDonald? Who is she? What is she? She would do an interview. Let me write her down. Clan Mother Karen McDonald. She Irish or is she Scottish? That would be very interesting. I'm going to have some interesting guests coming up. That's what the note from Heidi was all about. Kachinas, Aztecs, Incas. That is very, very fascinating compared to standard theology. I need to look into that, Lee. You're 100% right on that. That is fascinating stuff. The Kachinas, the Aztecs, the Inca, their theology, their ideology. Very, very fascinating stuff. I've always meant to get into it. Haven't got into it. Again, Jesus wasn't real, but the Christ was a shapeshifter. You're a shapeshifter. I'm a shapeshifter. We were all shapeshifters. We just don't remember how to do it. I would love for you to do that. Send me an email, Kelsey, Sylvia. I would love to share, explore, and help foster the understanding of the ancient knowledge of the indigenous tribes. I don't know who Little Grandmother is either, but I'm open to learning. This is priceless considering the source, reptilemagazine.com. Jesus is Keanu Reeves. That's funny. Barbara Bush is the daughter of Aleister Crowley. I've heard that. Interesting stuff. Knowledge of the pre-Celtic, real pagan history of Halloween will open your eyes and give the power back to the people. It's all about the sun. That sounds like a good topic for right now. I'm going to write that down too. Pre-Celtic Halloween. And that came from Breaking Bombast. Very interesting. Did St. Patrick's, where did that go? HuffPost. I hate those guys. Did St. Patrick's Ireland patron saint really banish all the snakes? The Romans wiped out the Druids in Britain. Yeah, they did. But, you know, Romans, Roman Catholics, St. Patrick. I love Ireland, by the way. That's where I'm from. You need 100K in assets to get citizenship. Okie dokie, because they don't want you to be on welfare. And I don't want to wax political, but people don't understand, oh, the U.S. won't let people in. You can't go to Ireland unless you have $100,000 in assets. Guess what? You can't just go into Canada anywhere. The United States accepts more people into our country than anybody ever has. And guess what? Even with immigration reform, we'd still be doing it. So understand what you're talking about before you say silly things. Unneeded political reference that will upset some people, but hey, I gotta be me. So when people die and say they see Jesus, are they actually seeing Satan? I believe they are seeing a deceitful manifestation. I dream about tidal waves all the time. That was how he Christianized Ireland. Interesting. Pagans he drove out were followers of the vampires at that time. Could be saving so. Very good stuff. Druids and occultists and theosophists have never really gone away. They just changed their names to Rosicrucians, philosophers, psychiatrists. Lee Veltman is on to something. Clan MacDonald is Scottish. Yeah, that's what I thought, Scotty. People in the Navajo Nation have seen the Thunderbirds. They're Celtic stories about the underworld. The Outlander TV series ran out of steam pretty quick. I liked it at the beginning. I might read the books. My email is christianwhistleblower@gmail.com. I got up to the third season. I'm kind of like, I hope the books are better. Jeff has an underwater dream of tide, speaks of diving deep to the underworld. I don't think I've ever had underwater dreams. I've been a scuba diver, so maybe all my underwater dreams have been fulfilled. Barbara looks like a man. We let so many in. I love people and their cultures, but they're plain illegal here. Jeff, what did that say? Jeff, looking forward to a show with Channel 27. You can get prints of Trump's hands. I see them all the time. You know, that's what I got to start doing. I didn't do Abramovich yet. Yeah, Heidi did Abramovich's chart, some striking things in it. She's just so doggone busy trying to catch up on paid readings. Quetzalcoatl visited the Mayans. Yep. White man, blue eyes, feathers. Even the founders welcomed immigration, but they also strongly endorsed, if you come here, become American. That's right. Synthesize. Halloween was never about the dead. It was about celebrating the potentiality of everlasting life. Interesting. Marsden Brooks, totally off topic. Does anyone here remember the U.S. Football League? Of course I do. I love the Tampa Bay Bandits. They say they're releasing most of the JFK files, but some of them will be redacted for national security. All right, folks. There we go. Well, tell little grandmother to come on our show, Thor. Tell little grandmother to come on our show. She is welcome. Who wouldn't welcome a grandmother? Certainly not me. So that is all of the Trump is getting his football revenge. Christians in America can be better classified as Christianized. They attend church on holidays, but have little belief or knowledge. Agreed. Agreed 100%. Well, folks, thanks for being here. I salute you for seeking after knowledge and wisdom. We can dress up for the Halloween party if we want. We are our own bosses. We can do whatever we want. Just through my email. That's a great way, or even through the YouTube channel. Nice to see you back, Chris. See you soon as well. Folks, I just hope that you will be your own guru, guide your own spirit, master your own ascension. And the way to do that is to unindoctrinate yourself. Stay fearless, my friends. Remember, no original sin, spark of divinity within. So love yourself, love your neighbors. In short, let's be excellent to one another. All the rods were mailed out yesterday. I've got 15 I got to make and ship by Saturday. Then we'll all be caught up on rods. So keep the orders coming. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your Christian whistleblower, saying thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you soon.